Okie dokie. So I'm going to try and visually represent even better the problem about the sandwiches. Okay, so we're going to pretend that these two sandwiches over here are 30 centimeter subs from Subway. If we do the actual measurements, they're not 30 centimeters, but we're just going to pretend, okay, to make things a little easier. So I have these two sandwiches, and I need to share them equally with our friends Alejandro, Benjamin, and Camila, okay? So right off the bat, if I have these two sandwiches and I give one to Alejandro, one to Benjamin, I don't have any for Camila. So that's not fair. I haven't shared anything equally. Just like if I were to take and split these into halves. All right, so I've added a new thing down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep track of some numbers over here as I go along. So I have two 30 centimeter sandwiches. Now again, I know the problem didn't say what the length of the sandwich was. I'm just giving them a length. You're allowed to do that in math. Sometimes, depending on how you think about things, it might be easier for you to understand. So I'm going to show length. I'm going to talk about other things, so just bear with me. So I have two 30 centimeter sandwiches for a total. I can also say I have 60 centimeters worth of sandwich. And I have to split that equally among these three individuals, Alejandro, Benjamin, and Camila. So I can try to do stuff here. I can take my sandwich and I can split it in half. Let's just do half. Let's cut it. Ooh. Let's cut this one. Right, so now I've cut these in half. If I think about it, each half is 15 centimeters long, right? Because half of 30 is 15. So now I can give them out. Here's a half a sandwich for Alejandro. Here's a half a sandwich for Benjamin. And here's a half a sandwich for Camila. But now I have this. I have a half a sandwich left over. What am I going to do with it? Do I just throw it away? No, that wouldn't be good. Do I find a fourth friend to make this problem easier? No, that's not what math is. Math is trying to figure this out. I have one half left, and I need to share it equally with three people. So I need to cut it into three equal pieces. Okay, so I have this half left over. So what I can do, again, I'm going to define this as 15 centimeters. And I'm going to split this into three equal pieces that I'm going to say, again, are 5 centimeters a piece. Okay, I know that it's not. I know I might not be exact here, but just in the essence of time, and so here I could say too that each of these are 15 centimeters, right? Because each one is a half of a sandwich. So each person's got a half of a sandwich, and then they got this third of a half. So third of a half, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is 1/6. So 1, 2. So this piece, which is now 5 centimeters, is 1/6 of the total sandwich. So if that goes out here, so each person got 1/2 and 1/6 of a sandwich. So I'm just going to write this down. So 1/2 and 1/6 of a sandwich. And then we're going to talk about maybe a different way to do this. 1/6. Okay. Let's think about it differently. All right, let's start over. Here I have my two sandwiches. They're both 30 centimeters across. I need to split them with 3 people. So right off the bat, if I'm going to split it with 3 people, it makes a lot of sense to me to cut this into 3 equal pieces. Okay, and if this whole thing is 30 centimeters long, 3 equal pieces, or 30 divided by 3, or 30 divided by 3 is going to be, or 30 thirds, 30 divided by 3, that's going to be 10. Okay, so if I say that each piece, okay, let's do this. I want to try and get this as close as humanly possible here. So this is 10 centimeters. This is 10 centimeters. This is 10 centimeters. And before, did I add that up? 15 centimeters and 5. Here, sorry. So this was 15 centimeters and 5 centimeters, right? So that would be 20 centimeters. Okay. So let's think about that. Sorry if I skipped that around there. I'm not sure if I did. So here I have 10 centimeters piece, another 10 centimeter piece, and a third 10 centimeter piece. So I can give that to each kid. And then I have the second sandwich, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to say this is a 10 centimeter piece. This is a 10 centimeter piece. I'm going to cut those off. And here we go. Ah, poor Camilo got 2 ends. That's all right. Maybe they like ends. So here I have 2 10 centimeter pieces. So this is the same amount, right? This is the same amount as last time. This is 20 centimeters, just like the half and a sixth was 20 centimeters. This is a third and a third. This is each of these sandwiches is cut into thirds, and each person is getting 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 2/3, 2/3, 2/3. Each student is getting 2/3 of 2 sandwiches. No, 2/3 of the 2 sandwiches, right? So if we have 2 sandwiches and we divide it by 3, that is the same thing as saying 2 divided by 3. That gives us the answer right there, 2/3. Now let's backtrack a little bit. So here we could say, okay, let me move this up a little bit. On the second one, we're saying that Alejandro got a third and a third. Benjamin got a third and a third. Camila got a third and a third. So if we do the math here, let's do the math for each one. For 1/2 plus 1/6 and 1/3 plus 1/3. All right, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to move this even further up. So I have 1/3 plus 1/3. That equals 2/3. Okay. Now if I do 1/2 plus 1/6, what does that equal? Well, I needed to convert my denominators to a common denominator. So if I look at 6 and I look at 2, 6 is a multiple of 2, so I can just multiply the bottom. So multiply that by 3. I'm going to multiply the top. So whatever I do to the top, I do to the bottom. I have 3/6 plus 1/6 equals 4/6. 4/6 and 2/3 are the exact same. And let's prove that right now. Let's prove that right now. Right now. Right now. All right. So here, wait, we had 2/3. Right? That's 20. That was 20 centimeters. A half and a sixth. 15 and 5 centimeters. 20 centimeters. 15 and 5 centimeters. 20 centimeters. 15 and 5 centimeters. 20 centimeters. So those are equal. 20 centimeters, 20 centimeters. If I split this into sixths, each piece is going to be this 5 centimeters, right? 1, 2. And I really am going to do this poorly. This will be a half. Oh, that's not going to work. That'd be 15. Oh, I can do that. 15, 15. So each piece would be 5 centimeters. If we did sixths, and if we take 1, 2, 3, 4 of those pieces and give that to someone, 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, 5 times 4, that is 20 centimeters. So 1/2 plus 1/6, 20 centimeters. Or it equals 4/6. And we just proved that 4/6 is 20 centimeters. So any of these solutions is correct. They all come down to the idea of 2/3. For me, the most straight ahead way is what are you starting with and dividing it by the amount that you need to divide it into. So if I had 2 sandwiches and 4 people, I would divide it into 4 equal parts. And 4 people, A, B, C, D, I would divide it into 4 equal parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and each person gets 1/2. If I had 3 sandwiches and 5 people, well, now I'm going to do 5, right? Divide each one into 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see. Let's say, let's make this colorful here. A, B, C, D, E, and that's just going to repeat itself. A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, E. So that means A gets 1, 2, 3/5. B gets 1, 2, 3/5. C gets 1, 2, 3/5. D gets 1, 2, 3/5. And E gets 1, 2, 3/5. Okay, so whatever you're starting with and what you're dividing it into, 3 sandwiches divided by 5 people, each person gets 3/5. Okay, so please let me know if you have questions about this. Hopefully this was a more in-depth explanation for that problem or for ways to thinking about that problem. And that's all. Thanks for your attention.